Greetings and welcome to In the Living Room. Ceirid and Andrea are with me this afternoon, and boy, we have a wonderful topic lined up for you. Go call your friends. Tell them we're in the living room. With us today in the studio are Miss Stephenie Charles, President of the National Women's Action Committee. Welcome.
NWAC. Thank you.
And we also have with us Ms. Gillian Smith-Trumpet, founder of MENOTT. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I'm going to ask Ceirid to take the first shot.
Oh, wow. Crazy as it seems, I don't share your story on menopause. I have been blessed. So you're speaking to menopause as it relates to having your body go through certain changes at a particular time in life. Yeah? I haven't experienced those changes at my young age. So tell me, what are some of those changes that others may look forward to? Because I don't think at my age that's going to happen again. Or share with me.
Okay, first of all, let me thank you all for having me here. When you said you never experienced what other women would have gone through or going through with the menopause, the symptoms, when I start to call symptoms, then you will tell me, oh,
That's what that was.
that is what that was. So let me begin. My passion for menopause awareness didn't just start with the seminar. It began with my personal experience. And I do not want to frighten anybody, but I had 12 years of suffering, 12 years of not knowing what was going on with me. And at one time, I had a mental breakdown. Okay, so I would have had twin boys at when I was 38 years. And I had asked for my tubes to tie. Now, there is no medical connection between tying your tubes and, well, perimenopause symptoms. However, I started to experience the hot flashes at the age of 38. And I was working as a hospitality attendant at that time, and I used to have to take a napkin and put between my bosom. I had to put behind my neck, and I was just dripping, soaking wet, morning, noon, and night. After that, I realized that I developed a body odor. It is not the one where you will get underneath the arm, but my neck, I just developed this body odor. Now, my husband said, you probably need to take a purge, which I did. The body odor was still there. I was walking around and I was saying, it was smelling so. I took the purge, I detoxed, I changed the soap I was using, I changed the lotion I was using, and I still had this body odor.
Remind me at what age this was again?
38 going into 40 until then the insomnia started. I couldn't sleep at all. So I'm on the bed, restless, down to the foot, up to the head, down to the foot, up to the head. Pick up the phone, pick up a book. And I always tell people, when you cannot sleep, get up from the bed and go into the living room and take up a book. And then when you think you started to feel sleepy and you go on the bed, And my husband used to say, oh God, girl, you know I had to go to work in the morning. But I just couldn't sleep. I was restless. Because 1 minute I'm feeling extremely hot. Next minute I'm feeling extremely cold. So there I am with the cover, and we love a blanket. And I'm covering, and then I start to feel extremely hot, and I throw off the blanket. And then I start to feel cold, and I put back on, and my feet was going. Then I started to get vertigo. And by that time, still. So I was back and forth in the hospital for vertigo. Then my hair started to fall out in chunks. And I thought that I had cancer. I convinced myself that I had cancer. All the while, I'm still going to the hospital. I'm going by the doctors. And nobody could tell me what is wrong with me because all the tests came back normal. So I'm there. I started to put on weight. I lost 25, I put on 26. I lost 42, I put on 43. And I am a picky eater. So I've developed this high stomach, which I say is the devil, and I call menopause and every symptom of menopause the devil. Sure.
Are you saying that this is perimenopause as opposed to menopause?
Yes, perimenopause. Those are some of the symptoms of perimenopause. But the worst of all was...
There's worse.
Yeah.
Andrea is getting scared, I could tell.
For me. And this is it. I do not want to scare anyone.
But it's a scary...
The worst of it all was... I started to have a menstrual cycle for 3 weeks. Not the normal menstrual cycle, because I was never a bleeder. I was never, you know. And then it stopped 2 days. And then it came back 3 weeks with full force. Wow. And then it stopped 1 day.
Strong woman.
And then I'm back and forth in the hospital. I went called View Medical, and they put me on birth control. And that helped for 1 week. And as soon as that 1 week passed, I started to have this cycle. I had to do a biopsy because first of all they said, oh, you have fibroids. So the doctors and them were treating me. I needed to go and do that uncomfortable examination to check to see if you have the fibroids. So you did the ultrasound, you did that came back not a zut, the doctor told me, not even a nip.
Wow. So
we ruled out fibroid. But the bleeding was consistent, and by that time, I'm telling you, it was 18 months. So I would have bled for 18 months, give a week or so. Then he said, you know what, we're going to do a biopsy because we want to rule out cancer. And again, that examination is extremely uncomfortable. A month after, came back, nothing. So I'm there, and I remember I used to use these little teeny pads, and then I moved from these small ones to the medium ones, to the large ones, to maternity ones, and then doubling it. I had to sleep on my side because I feared to. I put blanket and sheets and every single thing so I wouldn't mess up myself. I remember I loved Carnival, but Carnival Monday, I was in hospital for the very sad bleeding. And then one day, it stopped. Without any medication or anything, the cycle just suddenly stopped. Okay. And I'm saying, okay. And then 2 months pass, 6 months pass, 9 months pass. And then when I saw 11 months, I said, okay. And on the 12th month, I had no period. And then is when I realized all the symptoms I was going through, the ringing of the ears, the dryness of your mouth, my teeth started to break. Okay. I had bleeding gum. My allergies were heightened. All the while, those symptoms were perimenopause. I am post-menopause. I'm 5 years post-menopause. But it didn't stop there because I have the excess sweating. The vajayjay is extremely dry. And I am still experiencing symptoms, menopausal symptoms.
Okay.
But I would like to say, apart from the physical symptoms, the worst for me was the emotional side of it. Because I couldn't wait until my husband and them leave the home to go into the bathroom and just cry.
Okay.
I would cry, and I will pray and fast. Pray and fast. So it was in this order. Cry, pray, fast. Ask God why. Didn't know it was the menopause, perimenopause. I will put on the television on a sad movie just to cry because people around me, what were you crying for?
Okay.
But I couldn't help it. I don't know, there was something inside. I was so emotional.
Yeah. So
I
you're
would-
basically going through something that you clueless
Clueless.
to a great extent.
Yes, I was clueless.
And can you say then, for how long would this premenopausal state last for?
I said I would pinpoint it to when I tied my tube at the age of 38. And I was menopausal at the age of 52. You do your maths.
Wow.
And listen, the sad thing about it, and again, I don't want to scare anybody, I used to go into the hospital for heart palpitation. So because we are a heart, you know, our family, my mom died from heart, my brother died from heart. Every time I go into the hospital, and I'm talking about ambulance, you know, because they would treat me for heart. And I remember one day I went in and they put the injection, I don't know, they give you an injection, I think that is to stop the clotting. No,
Oh.
for the heart.
Okay, gotcha.
And because my family have a history of heart, they were treating me. So as I reached, they gave me an injection, they said that is to stop the clotting.
Wow.
Then they do the ECG, they did the X-ray, and they gave me some medication. And I took that medication for 5 days. And on the 6th day, my stomach started to bleed. So I had to go back to the hospital. And after 2 or 3 visits, they found out, Miss Charles, nothing is wrong with your heart. So they eventually joined me to GI clinic. So if you go into the hospital, you will say, so I'm in GI clinic, which is gastro clinic. I was in gynecology clinic. I was in even neurosurgical clinic because back and forth in the hospital, they are saying the X-ray showing that something with the spine and the whatever. And I'm saying like, okay, then I might as well live in the hospital. Now, all that while I keep saying, the heart came back normal. I'm still going through the GI, the problem, because I developed a gut problem because I eventually ended up with severe acid reflux. And that gave you the impression as if you were having a heart attack when the acid reflux raise, So you get the tightening, you get it radiating, and then you get the pain in the back.
I know you said you're not looking at scaring others, but you're not doing a good job. And I say that to say, I wonder if others experience, other people experience menopause in another way, and we do so unknowingly. Yeah. So we also have with us Gillian. Yeah, and Gillian, I know your story may be a little different, and I hope you don't mind me calling you by your first name.
No, that's fine.
So we're women. We talking about menopause, and before we started, we put in a kind of plug earlier. Everything that we go through has to do with men. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? But we can discuss that off there. Yeah, but Gillian, I know your story was a little different. Just take us through what your experience was as you went through premenopause and menopause.
Right. So, thank you for having me here and
Most
for
welcome.
talking about this, because it's very important that women know exactly what is going on with their bodies and to understand and to do your own research and have the knowledge for when you go in front of that doctor to see exactly what is going on, because we have to be fair to doctors as well.
Yes, yes.
They see a lot of patients and they too might be going through perimenopause and they don't even have a clue. I can tell you that. I lived in the hospital as well, and my journey was really a hard one because I didn't think it was a hard one, but it was a hard one. And at the end of the day, I said, I don't think I could be the only one in Trinidad that's going crazy
Yeah.
or going mad, or
It felt like that, huh?
felt like that, or somebody would, because they said somebody would obey on me, because that is why
mercy.
I was going through
Yes.
Wow.
because you're going to the hospital, nothing is wrong, nothing is wrong.
The results keep coming back as
Negative,
normal. Yeah.
normal.
Negative, yes.
You can't, you don't, because she touched on some of the symptoms, right? So I'm not going to go over that, but you know, you're not feeling yourself. You get up one morning and it's like you want to literally jump out of your skin, and you know, and I mean, you alluded to it may be scary, but bringing awareness so that you would understand it is just a process, so you will understand that
Yes.
what your body is telling you. Hear what? And I'm going to use God in this. He is so
That's
good.
fine.
He is telling you at age 35, hear what? You're young still. Start to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Start to eat properly. Start to make sure that when you go to the doctor, you go and you tell them the cause, because doctors treat symptoms, they don't treat the cause. And by bringing awareness through menopause, we are telling you this is what is causing this.
Yes.
And that is why we have the doctors who are trained. They are doctors, and very few in Trinidad,
Wow.
unfortunately, that are trained in detecting that this is menopause that you're going through. So, my journey, acid reflux, vomiting in work, coughing, bringing up. Somebody say, look at the bathroom, look, you bring up half your guts.
Mercy.
Not knowing acid reflux can develop throughout perimenopause.
Yes.
Headaches, excruciating headaches, we blame it on the heat.
Yeah.
It's not the heat, right? It's something else going on in your body. We also say libido, down there dry. No, your husband say, well, you don't want to have sex with me. It has nothing to do with not wanting to have sex with him. You know, it is so painful.
Yes, the body's going through all
Yes.
these
Your
different
body
changes.
is going through for that simple thing called estrogen.
Estrogen. Yes.
Correct.
That
yes.
hormone, because we operate with our hormones, and if the correct medical physicians would really study what is going on with us now, because we are saying back then our parents didn't go through that. Of course
They
they
did
did. They
not
just didn't
discuss
know.
it. They did not discuss it. So
I used to see my
thankfully,
mother sitting down,
Yes.
she dripping like if she just
Yeah.
came out of the shower. I didn't know what it was, she didn't know what
Yeah.
it was.
Yes.
yeah.
And you know what's amazing, and I apologize for cutting you across. What's
Sure, sir.
amazing is that the symptoms that you all are speaking of are synonymous of so many other medical conditions
Yes.
that we could also have.
Yes.
That's
you
why
know,
the information is important.
yeah.
Because and not that I'm cutting also, because at one time they were treating me for diabetes. So I went through the whole A1C, and I'm saying, like, nobody in our family is diabetic. This got to be wrong. So I changed up my entire eating habit
Yes,
and
lifestyle.
went back to the doctor, and he said, Miss Charles, were you taking the metformin? And I said, no, I didn't. He said,
Thank
but
God.
I am not seeing anything. Then again, the high blood pressure. All of a sudden, I developed high blood pressure. But it only happens when I am in a medical facility. So I had to go and purchase my own, you know,
kit?
yes, and I'm home, normal blood pressure. So they recently said, okay, Miss Charles, you are not
Hypertensive.
hypertensive.
Okay.
You are not that. So all the while, it was actually the perimenopause with the decline in the estrogen was showing up with all these symptoms.
Ladies, I am so happy that we're doing this. You all have no idea because you're all speaking to me. Is there any difference between perimenopause and menopause?
Yes, there is.
Please share.
Okay, so
were you finished, my dear?
No, I just wanted to just give a few little.
Go ahead, please.
So,
and then you could take
yeah,
it
yeah,
from
sure.
there. Yes, please.
The other thing is certain symptoms. All of a sudden, you decide, you find your body scratching, all your back,
It's a lot.
your hair.
It's a lot.
All of those things are symptoms. Anxiety, simple things that you know wouldn't, like in traffic. All of a sudden, you're feeling anxious, you're panic. You feel like, I know you reach a certain age and you said, oh gosh, going in crowds, being around people, all of that is, and it's not that you're getting old.
And you just want to be alone.
Yes,
It's not that
yes,
well,
yes.
apart from that, it is your hormones.
Hormones.
And it's not about getting your hormones balanced, you know, because sometimes when you go and you do your hormonal testing, it's balanced. But it's not supposed to be balanced. It's supposed to be at optimum level.
Okay.
So I developed osteoporosis.
yes.
I developed hemorrhoids. I developed the anxiety, the panic attacks, the depression. I'm on antidepressants. I literally hated the man that I'm living with.
Yes.
Wow.
I could attest to that.
And
You can edit this part
we
out,
need to
I
have the
still
men
do.
understand this.
Well, this is
This
it.
is why it's
This is it.
Anger, the rage that you feel. Sometimes you come to work. You good yesterday, you know, and then you find your coworker want to bite off your head. But me and you ain't sleep in the same room any night, so where you coming? All
All
of
of
that
that.
is in it.
And what about when you don't feel like being around people?
All of
All
that,
of that.
is
All
in
of
it.
that.
You ever sat down in the lunchroom and you're hearing people chewing?
Oh.
And you're hearing the mixture in their mouth and
Jesus.
and little things that never used to annoy you
Agitate you.
before
Yes.
start to annoy you. There are over
Lord.
200 symptoms of
yes.
menopause. And if there's
Andrea
a
is in
woman,
amazement. Eh?
and if there's a woman in Trinidad who's listening to this who never went through a symptom,
Yes.
please contact my Facebook
My-
page
Yes.
because I would like to know what she's doing.
What she did or did
What
not
she
do.
So I
did
am
or
sitting
didn't.
here
In amazement.
you know,
I'm seeing
I
it written
haven't
all
said
over
a
your
word
face.
yet. Because I'm telling myself, or more or less asking myself, Andrea, okay, we have the ulcerated stomach and the acid reflux. Because I was in the hospital, that's what I was in the
Okay.
hospital for.
Okay.
Beginning.
I get the little hot and cold issues, like what the hell, like just now I'm coming out in the car. My sinus is bothering me, but it's hot outside. I turn on the AC and I feel cold. I turn on low, still feeling cold. And I turn on the window and it's very hot. So it's like, what do I do here? So, you know, you're saying all these things and I'm now questioning, what if I am going through?
You're going back.
You are my dear.
Yes, yes,
I am
yes.
sorry to
Don't
say.
you
Yes.
Don't you dare.
Yes,
No,
you are.
but
You
listen,
are,
if you
yes.
will, but there's the other side. Once it is, and you'd have a medical doctor here to speak
Yes.
about it. There are ways to treat it.
But
And
when
there's
you're
very
That's what I
early,
would like
when
to
you
This
know.
is
don't
it.
know.
Very early.
Yes,
When you
that's what I
don't
would
know.
like to know.
Early.
What do I do? Talk to me. Tell
Okay,
me
well,
because
let
I
me-
want to.
Let me
battle
just
this thing. I
answer
don't
the
want to go
question
through
with
this.
perimenopause and menopause. So, perimenopause is actually all the symptoms you would have gone through before you are menopausal. Menopause, you are only considered menopausal when you have not seen a menstrual cycle for 12
Correct.
consecutive months.
Correct.
So, it have some women out there, they reach 8-9 months. And then the cycle come back.
Well,
They
I
have to
don't mind that,
start
huh?
all over again in order to be considered menopausal.
But during that time, you could also get pregnant.
You know,
I,
you're
I am
thinking-
so glad I tied my tubes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it
But
is.
but there's also surgical menopause when you do your
Hysterectomy,
hysterectomy.
they
Right.
automatically sends you straight into
Straight into
menopause.
menopause. I've heard that before. Yes.
Yes.
And there are doctors who will tell you that after your hysterectomy, you don't need to take anything. You don't need to take any HRT because. So what I did was I decided to be my own guinea pig and do research. I did HRT. I did bush medicine. Well, before I did the HRT, I did everything. The bush medicine. Go outside, pick a bush, Google bush, drink bush tea. I changed my diet. I exercised, I did, and I was so far gone. None of those things worked. I meditated, I prayed. I'm not saying not a prayer, but just remember when you pray,
Please
God
pray.
answers your prayers
Yes.
and sends you in the direction to get help. Right? So what I did was, I went through all of that. And I started the Facebook page because I decided, listen, it had to have more mad people than me out there.
Yeah.
Mad. It
And
gets
then,
to where
you
think
know,
that way,
I
yes.
started the Facebook page and people just started. I started to tell my story and to get my story out there, to know that, you know, I will not stand up in front of you and say, I took this and this worked and it didn't work. Or I talk from a lived experience that I've had with my body of all the things that worked and all the things that didn't work. Herbal medicine did not work for me, I'm sorry, because I was too far gone. I had a hysterectomy. And before I had a hysterectomy, I had missing body parts as well. Gallbladder gone. My left ovary, which I knew was taken out at the age of 19, 20, which I never knew because I was, I can't remember the term that they used, but I carried my twin.
Okay.
My mother was
right.
having twins.
Okay.
So I was an anomaly, and the twin formed in me. So she and the doctor had a discussion because I was getting bad period pains and all of that. They took out my left ovary, and it's only when I did the hysterectomy. They said, but you only had one ovary left. So all of these things, and that is why you need to have a folder with all your medical information and all of these things. And I photocopy everything from the general hospital where I go.
Awesome.
And I know, so all the major tests, having heart attack, collapsing on the ground while I was working, rolling on the ground in pain, coughing, all these things. Now, as you see, symptoms of menopause may mimic other things. But when I go to the hospitals to do the CT scan, the MRIs, the ultrasounds, you know, and nobody could say what is wrong. Go and buy the blue soap, go in the sea, bathe.
Yes.
Ignorance
know?
is not bliss.
Yes.
Somebody, your husband do you something, it had to be obvious, somebody do you this. All of those things I went through.
Or what you are not doing right.
Yeah.
What you're
messed
not
up
doing.
somewhere.
Somewhere in life, you know, is punishment, is this and that.
Yes.
Menopause is not punishment. Perimenopause is not punishment. On provided that you have the right doctor in front of you to tell you this is all what your body needs.
Yes.
And that is how I was introduced to HRT, hormone replacement therapy. So, as I say, do not go to a dentist for a heart problem.
Yes.
Say it again.
Do not go to a dentist for a heart
heart
problem.
problem.
You have problems. After you go to the doctor, you realize your heart good, you're this good, you're that good. Then you say, check your hormones, because we're checking the cause. Your estrogen, your testosterone is so important for women, right? So it's estrogen, testosterone, progesterone.
Right.
The reason you're not sleeping in the night, we're taking a whole set of sleeping pills. Your progesterone level is probably not where it's supposed to be. It's probably balanced, but it's not where it's supposed to be. For you, and everybody is different. So on the Facebook page, you hear these stories because it's a safe place for us to come together. And we, through lived experiences, we talk about our experience and we comfort each other and we guide them as to where to go. So Dr. Simone Van Horn, she introduced me to identical hormonal replacement therapy. And that is when she and Dr. Stone, who has an HRT clinic in Trinidad, both of them saved my life.
Wow.
Because we have women, they don't understand what is going on. They are suicidal. I get suicidal calls in the night and I don't know how to handle it.
Yes.
So I have to have a hotline on my featured page so that they can go there. We have doctors, because they are doctors, you go in their office and they only study the cash.
Yes.
They don't study in listening to exactly what is going
Yes.
on. Your life is literally falling apart and nobody understands. I left my job because of menopause and these symptoms, right? My family life deteriorate horribly.
Yes.
My children
Yes.
don't understand, and I have to bring it to them.
Yes.
They don't understand. If you think I was getting empathy from my children,
They don't understand.
they don't understand.
Who is
And-
this stranger?
Yes.
Right? And why you getting on like that? Why you lying
Exactly.
down whole
Yes.
day? You
Yes.
doing nothing, you lazy. You know what it is to suffer from chronic fatigue? Where you mentally cannot bring yourself to get up off the bed.
Yes, ma'am.
I am a good worker. I work hard. I put people because I am service to the people. And sometimes I have to look on an email, redo an email about 5 times and make sure I send it to the correct people because of the brain fog. I get flack for not remembering names or remembering. My children will tell me something, but mommy, I just tell you that. I had to tell you 3 times. I said,
Yeah.
don't you not remember how many times I had to show it off to tie your lesson?
When you were smaller.
When you were small. So it's not that I'm getting old, you know. It is something mental in my brain that something is causing this. And once the doctor could find out the cause and give me the type of medication I need, Alzheimer's, dementia, that is a result of lack of estrogen in your body because heart disease, all those things that we suffer from later on in life, brittle bone, joint pain, right?
Weakness.
Which weakness, it reached the arthritis because why? The doctor back then didn't say, hey, what about your hormones?
Yes.
How about let's get it up to optimal level? Maybe you're
Yes.
lacking estrogen. That is why, you know, or testosterone. So sex at our age is better. Once it is, we know that we're not going outside for it, but our sex hormones, our libido, all those things, because of testosterone, it's not to its optimum level. So we could fix ourselves by taking. A lot of women are afraid of HRT. They figure they're going to get cancer. But once it is, you sit in front of the correct doctor who understands. And the important thing is studies
Yes.
and is up to date with what is going on in the UK because they are on the ball with
it.
Yes,
menopause,
yes,
etc. They will understand what is going through in your body, and because not one size fits all, and we have a lot of bandwagoners in Trinidad.
Yes.
Who doctors are just jumping on the bandwagon. Another doctor tells somebody, no, don't join her Facebook group. No, let me treat you in menopause.
Wow.
Don't, why?
So
they-
ladies, we have a younger lady with us. It's the quietest I've ever seen her. Maybe because the information
It's
is
soaking
so
in, yes,
yeah,
yes.
she, you know,
real.
she's trying to identify with how do I process all of this. What would you tell her to expect now at her tender age?
do research.
Do research. You said you started to, in the vehicle, started to feel cold and then you feel hot. And I would advise you first to go to a doctor. And based on what he is saying, you now aware of the information that we just gave you, compare it. And if you don't agree with what he is saying, you start to work on yourself now. You do your research. If you need to change your diet, if you need to take more vitamins.
What about getting a second opinion?
Well, yes, getting
Yeah.
a second opinion. I understand that evening primrose was or is really good
It's
if you
okay.
start off. Well, let me give you a story. So, my husband bought this bottle of evening primrose for me because, as I said, one morning I get up and I said, "But I just don't like this man. But when he's in the home, I don't like him. But when he gone to work, I said, oh God, you know, I really have a good husband." As he walked through the door,
That's
I
what your
don't know something.
emotions are just doing.
I said, but I don't
Yeah.
like him. So he brought me this bottle of evening primrose and I'm watching it. And he, why he buy that for me for? But I not taking that. Because at the time, I did not know it was the perimenopause, and I understand that evening primrose, if you start to take it early, you would have least symptoms going through the perimenopause. I never took the bottle.
Oh.
I gave it away. I regret it now because I am far gone. I cannot do any hormone replacement therapy. I am 5 years post menopause. So what I need to do is I need to take care of me, eat right, try to get enough sleep, try to do some exercise. So I'm saying to you, you need to start early because menopause affects every woman. You are not exempted.
And the people,
And you, my
your
dear,
family by extension.
was not exempted because
I'm
I'm sure
certain.
some of the symptoms that we
Yeah.
just
I
mentioned
have
you
news
would
for
have
you.
gone through, and you
Yeah.
just said you
Yeah.
were fortunate enough not
Yeah.
to. So the thing is information, knowledge, and this is
Oh.
why NWAC would have hosted this menopause awareness seminar to educate, to inform, and to let women know, listen, you are not alone. We are here, but the key is education. Because
Knowledge
if
is
knowledge
power.
is power, if you are not aware, you will have the worst experience you have of your life.
Yeah.
You ever heard it say when your budget drop? I had all of that. And I went, and that is part of it too, right? My womb dropped, everything was coming down. Go on, say, go by the doctor up the road and they go rub it in. Yeah, we rubbing. Not knowing all of that, because that can happen, and the doctor will explain that to you, all the medical. So everything.
I want to share with you all here that what I'm hearing here has made me understand my personal experiences, especially recently, so much.
Okay.
But had I known what I'm hearing now, I would have saved myself some tears and money.
Yes.
Yes.
So let me ask about this primrose, because I feel a little hopeful now. Because I do take primrose, right?
Okay.
For no apparent reason, just some years ago.
No apparent
I'm a vitamin
reason.
freak.
Oh
And
dear.
some years ago, a lady told me, you know, primroses help you later on in life with menopause. So
Yes,
I
it
just
do.
started taking it because of that. Not that I was looking forward to menopause or anything, but I just started taking it because of that. So I'm feeling a little hopeful.
Yes.
I'm feeling like it could save me. It can't, right?
No, it can't.
Just
But
helps.
it
It
could,
eases.
it eases.
It eases. It has helped.
So you would not walk in my shoe. Because I gave away the evening primrose.
But you both went through a lot, though.
Yes.
And that's just half my story.
The evening primrose has helped me.
You all went through a lot. And I'm just
Yes.
thinking, okay, menopause is you get a little hot flashes.
Little.
You know, you feel hot, you feel cold, you feel miserable, you feel a little, you're in sleep.
And the
I just thought it was
sweats.
just these basic things, and you know, you get over it in a few months. I did not know that menopause was this serious. It could literally kill you.
I suffered for 12.
Especially when you
Yes.
don't know what
When
is
you
really
don't,
when you don't
yes.
know.
What's
I
in the
suffered for
world?
12 years. And, you know, I will joke now and said, you know, the old people used to say, be careful what you wish for. So I remember when I was younger, I can't wait to go through menopause because for me,
Wow.
I thought it was just the end of the menstrual cycle.
Okay.
No more wearing, no more pads. But
Boy,
I
boy.
didn't know that
Shock you, didn't
with
it?
this gentleman, estrogen, he will send you pelting. In the night, you would be up 2, 3 o'clock just staring at the wall. You would go in,
Did
you would literally go into your bathroom to cry
Yeah.
because your family is saying, same thing, nothing is wrong with you.
But they're not
You
seeing.
good man,
They're
you
not
is a
seeing.
strong
You look
person.
fine. Yeah, you look
But-
fine.
Out of all of this, I would just like to highlight one good. So after I did the research and I realized, okay, Stephenie, you went through the perimenopause, you're postmenopausal. I started to speak to my husband.
Good.
And I have twin boys, and I started to speak to them and I started to share the information with them.
Yes.
And last week, one of the boys, he came to me and he said, Mommy, what could I do to ensure my wife have it
How
easier?
old is he?
19 years.
Good
That's
job.
really good.
So
Good
when
job.
so when I heard that, I said, okay, if you can touch one person, and for me, I did that because I kept sharing the information with him, and I started to tell him, listen, it is not you all, it is me. And I started to send videos. And last week he came to me and he said, Mommy, what do I have to do to make it easier on my wife?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Really. And that's where we, as a people, we need to go, because, you know, listening to you ladies took me back to my teenage days. I don't like to say stepmother, but my second mother, because my bio mother died when I was 8 years old. But she was never, my second mother was never a drinker, you know, drinking alcohol and all of that. And I'm sitting here and I'm remembering things in my teenage days. She would be by the kitchen sink drinking a Guinness, somebody who didn't drink any kind of thing other than juice. And you would just see her going like, because the sweat is just running down. Now I'm understanding what she was going through after all these years. Wow.
Look,
And it tastes buds.
Yeah, yeah,
change.
yeah.
Look, as
Yes.
we are speaking, I can do so. Look, it's soaking wet. I'm
Yeah,
soaking.
but-
So I am constantly in a hot flash mode.
And it's
So when does it
embarrassing.
stop?
It's
I am asking
embarrassing.
myself,
When
because
does
if
it
I am
stop?
5 years
That's a
post-menopause and I'm still, look, listen, and what I really want to do is just take up this and just fun. Because I am feeling so warm.
Yes.
Now, up here is warm, but my feet is cold because it's,
Yeah.
and this is what happens to me.
It will stop once it is now. Not everybody could take HRT, but I can assure you, if it is you're in a position and your health allows it and you can take HRT, that will assist.
Could you touch on that HRT? Exactly what's the process? How does it go? Because I heard you mention that some persons are afraid of getting cancer from it.
Correct.
But
So
how
that
does
is
it go?
why, so let me just take you back. With that, I prefer the doctor to answer that
yes.
medical
Because
question.
she has-
Because
yes.
it is.
When we have the
I
doctor
can
in,
tell
yes.
you, it worked for me because my levels were too low, but they were in range, but they were very, very low. So that is why I was experiencing all those bad symptoms and that kind of thing. And the HRT was a game changer for me because I tell you, I was bad, right? All the symptoms, you could call it nausea, vomiting,
Everything.
imbalance, can't walk properly, the osteoporosis, the joint pain. I
The
get
frozen
up.
shoulder.
Well, I
the-
thank God I never got that because I heard that is the worst.
I had it.
You know?
Say that
So,
again.
Frozen shoulder.
What
Where it's, well, now they are putting a name to everything, so they call it frozen shoulder.
All right, so before you explain frozen shoulder, what do you think? You ever tell me what you think frozen shoulder is? Because I have something in my
Well,
mind.
I don't know if this
You
was
do-
my experience. I
Karen.
feel like it's locking. Is
You
that it?
cannot listen.
Yes, can't move it.
So this is
frozen shoulder,
yeah.
this is what this is the name.
Uh-huh.
But before, a few years ago, I didn't know it was frozen shoulder.
Right.
So I got up one morning, and I couldn't move this hand.
Right.
I couldn't move, and I had this pain.
Does it feel cold?
It,
or
it feels
It's
like, look, literally like this
pain.
is locked.
You
Yes.
cannot
Can't
move your
it.
shoulder.
so that means your whole hand can't-
This, yeah, but
But you feel
Yep.
it uppermost
up
here.
here. It's just the
The
shoulder.
mole,
This,
yeah.
this here, and this went on for about a month and a half. My husband had to literally bathe me, wash my hair, put on my clothes, pull on my jean, zip me up because I just couldn't move this hand. Now they are saying it is frozen shoulder. It comes off and on. Well, our parents used to say, oh God, I had the arthritis in the shoulder and the arthritis
they now
in
get
the
the
knee.
name
They
for it.
now
Yeah.
get the
Frozen
name.
shoulder.
To,
Yeah.
So
Back
it's the
then,
frozen,
okay.
yes, it's the frozen. You cannot move your shoulder.
Is the rain falling by you?
This is what they used to say. Oh, we ain't going to
We're
fall
going to
today
fall,
because,
yes.
but now it's the frozen shoulders.
Yeah.
So you cannot move your hand at all. Not even to comb your hair. I thank God I had people around me that
Would help.
would
you.
help. So if I'm going in the bathroom and I want to wash my hair, I would call my husband and say, just wash my hair for me.
God bless
please."
your husband.
Thank you. You know, come on, put on the clothes for me, please. And I'm pushing it because I just cannot do this. I cannot.
And it's painful.
Very painful. And the thing about it with me, I cannot take, because of the medication that the hospital gave me, I cannot take anything with ibuprofen. So if I am having any pain, like the
have to
frozen,
suffer.
well, I have the patch. So there's the Olfen patch
Okay.
they will give me. So recently I had the pain in the hand. They said was tendonitis.
part of
Olfen
it as well.
patch.
Okay.
So can I ask you then, is the only advantage to going through menopause we women being able to wear white?
No, that's not the
I understand.
I think, you know, I think that is something that we really look
Right.
forward
Yeah.
to, you know,
Yes.
as women, yeah?
But you have to remember, right? Yes, we shedding the light on menopause and it might be horrific. But it's just to bring awareness, to let you know.
It's important
it
to
is-
know.
Because they have people in their 20s who are going through menopause.
Yes.
Surgically.
Yes.
Right, when you have to remove everything based on either an accident,
Okay, got
if
you.
you've gotten
Yes.
rape and there's damage.
Yes.
The youngest person that I know is 9 years old.
My
Sorry?
God.
9.
NINE?
Yes. And a nurse told me that. I mean, I don't know where she is now or whatever, but she had to have her ovaries, everything removed. So I don't know what her life will be like, what doctors is seeing about her at this early age. So it can happen due to an accident and that kind of thing. So yes, it's the 12 months without the period. We understand that, but there are certain traumas that go through your body, cancer as well, you know, that could onset the menopause. Certain medications, whether they will tell you, the doctor will speak to that, because that's a question you could ask her, what it is besides surgery and going through it, because there's different types of ways you could go through.
I have a question. Apart from all the physical changes, what are the other challenges a woman will have experienced because of perimenopause or menopause? What about the emotional issues?
Well, this is why I said, apart from my physical symptom, I suffered emotionally and psychologically. And I know, again, I don't want to get anybody frightened, but I remember a period I had these tablets, and I'm hearing the tablets saying, take it, take me, take it.
I can relate.
And I had to call out to my God
Yes. I
because
hear
it was frightening. And I had to pray and ask who I believe in to take away that feeling from me.
And there's the fear and
Yeah.
fear of the
All of a
unknown.
sudden, I just have this fear for death.
Yes.
So I remember going into the hospital, and that time it was for the vertigo, and again, vertigo is another devil attached to the menopause. Because you're seeing everything spinning and you're out of it. And I really thought I was dying then, and this was about 4 years or 5 years ago.
Wow.
And I turned to my husband and I said, listen, you know you does puff up the boys and not treat them the way how I believe you should treat them. I said, but you got to start to treat them nice, you know. You got to treat them good, because I don't think this is it, you know. I said, this is it, you know. I'm glad that I would have had, you know, my indemnity and everything in place. I honestly thought I was dying. And then when my brother died, the same night I ended up in hospital, and I'm saying, this is it. This is it, Stephenie, because the heart, I'm seeing it through the clothes, beating. it's pumping, and I'm saying, oh Lord, I don't want to die like how my brother died from heart, my mother died from heart, my sister have heart. Lord, break that. And I'm praying and I'm praying. Menopause.
And that leads me to ask both ladies, on a spiritual level, was your faith affected in any way? Because I remember saying, God, I didn't sign up for this.
Yes, mine was, because I was angry with him.
Yeah.
I'm still angry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because the thing about it is, I look back at my life, and I've gone through that, the suicidal thoughts and that kind of thing. I remember my son coming into the room, and I was telling him, you know, I want to kill myself because all they don't love me inside of this house. You understand? I'm not bringing in a salary. You all are treating me, and I'm seeing
Yes.
it. Now, my children are not bad. They are good, and they're well educated. Coming out of UE, and they have great jobs. But at that time, that page,
They didn't understand.
no, and that paycheck not coming in, and I realized how much they depended on me, because they told me, you are the one who makes things happen in this house. You are the one that holds everything. So the matriarch of the family now is going down.
Looking like you're falling
Yes.
apart.
But, and I told my son, I want to kill myself. And he just watched me. And I am crying, and I'm asking him what it is I'm doing wrong. What? And then I realized everything going well for the mister, you know, because we are separated 15 years, and everything going right for him.
And you on
He
the outside looking,
prospering.
yeah.
You know? And I am asking God, I can't remember nailing any cross in Jesus' foot. What it is I do.
There
And
you
I
go.
still ask him that because I want a job.
Yeah.
I am able now to work.
Yes.
I am sending out applications. I'm going into interviews. They're not even calling me back to say, hey, get a job.
Yes.
And then when I look at everything they're asking for, and I am more than qualified.
Overqualified.
Overqualified. Banking, insurance, you name it. And not one of them want to hire me.
Wow.
And I am asking God what it is I do.
Yes.
I told you I'm sorry for all what I have done, if I've done anything wrong. Why have you forsaken me like this to this point?
For me, my faith got stronger because, okay, I would fast. Now the symptoms wasn't going away, but I started to deal with them. And the more I started to deal with them, the more I prayed and prayed.
Yes.
So I will get up 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, it's probably the menopause, but I got up and I would pray for hours. Hours. And I myself started, I wonder if I did somebody something, and Lord forgive me, because, you know, what it is I'm going through, I'm asking for forgiveness. But my faith grew stronger and stronger and stronger. And that is how I survive. Not with the HRT, with the primrose, but with my faith in God, knowing that one day
You will understand.
this too shall pass.
Yes, yes, yes. It's interesting, and I'm so pleased for what you all would have shared with us. I want to share, and maybe one of you will pick up on that. You would have touched on it briefly. One of the hardest areas for me would have been how my significant relationships were affected by menopause. Mainly my relationships with my adult children. Because it's as though they're seeing their mother as this, who is this strange person?
Yes.
Anybody want to take up on
Yeah,
that?
because like with your relationship with your husband and stuff like that.
No husband in the picture, honey.
Okay. So when the children, but just let me put it out there.
Yes, I hear you.
We're just asking the husbands to
Yes.
be patient.
Yes.
Because we
Yes.
know with menopause and perimenopause, the mood swings. So we have like 100 and something different personalities.
Yes, hello.
Yes. Yes.
Are you all doing anything in terms of educating or raising awareness in the male?
Okay, so
The males
we
in
would
our
have
society.
had, let me touch firstly. We would have had the Menopause Awareness Seminar on the 27th of June at
Yes.
the VIP lounge.
Yes.
Because of the overwhelming response, we have decided to have one in South on the
Okay.
17th of October.
Okay.
And that is the day before Menopause Day. So yes, they do have a Menopause Day, which is the
Wow.
18th of October.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Following that, we have decided to have one for partners, husband and wife. We want to include the men because we have women who husbands started to have affairs because of the
Not understanding.
not understanding.
Yeah.
Because your skin is so sensitive and you don't want anybody touching
Touch
you.
you.
Down there is dry, so everything is painful. And we just want to let the men know, listen, it is not you.
And how to respond to your
And how to
your-
respond
your significant
to
other.
your
Yeah.
significant other. So after the one in South, we are planning to have a follow-up and we want to invite the men also.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I gotta invite them to my church. Come talk to the whole church, yes.
So before we wrap
Yes.
things up, I just want to direct this to our listeners and onlookers. Please share your story. Share your story. Tell us your experience, what it is you went through. Ask questions. Check out the pages. We want to know what you went through. We want to know if it was a scary situation for you, if it is you had nothing at all, like Kara didn't have that experience, or me and a young person, yeah, who was not really looking forward to it, but going to try to prepare for it. But
Now that you know
share
what you
your
know.
stories,
Yeah.
share your stories, share your stories with us. All right. Just before we wrap this up, Kara, do you want to say anything before
Oh
Ms. Ava
no,
take us to the end?
I have gained so much
So
knowledge.
much.
Yes,
Thank you
I
so
second that.
much.
Yes.
It was
that-
a lot.
Yeah, so
It
that
was
you
a
know,
lot.
for the persons who are listening out there, it is just a wealth of information.
Totally.
I know I started by saying that I can't relate to the symptoms that you all have gone through, and I would end saying the same.
Okay, ladies, thank you all for being with us.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
Thank you for all that wonderful information. Wonderful, yes?
Wonderful.
I would like to thank you for staying with us and like, share, and tell someone to join us here next time on In the Living Room. God bless.
At Orange Grove Memorial Gardens, we offer families a dignified and lasting way to honor their loved ones through our beautifully constructed crypt spaces. Here's how it works. Each crypt is carefully sealed, ensuring long-term preservation while still allowing families to visit, and place flowers in a serene landscaped environment. Orange Grove Memorial Gardens, where legacy and love are honored with dignity.